I'm gonna keep it all the way funky.
Yeah.
To some degree, the killers will be the most loving dudes.
Yeah.
It's just that it's a time to love and it's a time to get busy in the hood. Like, pain is what shaped and molded us. That's why I tell people all the time, a lot of dudes can't figure me out because they lacking that ingredient, which is pain. So what they do is when they trying to sit up there and discredit me, oh, this he from the suburbs. The what? Nigga, I grew up in Bronx River Projects. Do you know what it was like? To actually have to walk from my building, which was up the hill, 1455, past all the other buildings to go to the store?
Just that.
Yo, like first
Just
and foremost, to get in the elevator.
That's one of those parents just don't understand.
Yeah. That's a story itself.
You know how many times I be in the crib? Mom, you sending me to the store right now?
Yeah, come on. You know what time it is.
You know who's outside?
You know what time it is.
That's what they don't understand.
I'm coming back in with footprints on me. You
Go to the store.
Like,
Word.
this is where we at.
Shit.
We out.
Let's stop.
We gotta do it again.
Quincy Street and Nostrand Avenue. My mom sent me out to get 2 onions. I came back in with footprints on me. And I said, I told you!
That's real.
That wouldn't have been me. As soon as I would have said, I told you, like, what you say, boy? All right, what that extension cord at?
Wow.
Yeah, that extension cord. And it's like, pew, you got to catch me. Like, I'm not standing. My sister, why you hitting on my brother? So half the ass whipping went to her. By the time my mother was finished with her, I was running. Like, you gonna be out of breath.
Fuck, boy.
You're gonna be out of breath. I'm going to make you chase me. And then it was like, oh, you just tried to kick me? No, I was blocking it with my foot.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like
That
catch it with my foot.
That wasn't offense, that was defense.
Yeah. But fast forward to today, though.
Right.
The dudes coming up now, they go to the store and might get killed.
Wow.
We just had to worry about footprints.
Yeah.
Getting jumped, whatever, punched in the face.
Nah, we had to worry about
Oh,
killing.
no.
We had to worry about
Oh, no, you don't get away with that. See, the only difference between this corny-ass generation right now,
Don't do that.
No, let me finish. This corny-ass generation right now, the level and the caliber of killers from my generation, these dudes can't compare to. The level of discipline. See, the difference between these niggas' generation and my generation, you would never catch nobody from my generation going live with a hammer, sitting up there saying I'm on such and such block right now, right? Because that's how a nigga from a few niggas got shot and murdered, taunting their enemy on live.
Right.
In our generation, the reason why we beat bodies was because there was no motive. We never talked about the beef. You never knew we had beef. Right. The only niggas that was pillow talking was them stupid niggas in the South. In this generation, you got dudes on YouTube, different websites, you type them in. Oh, so this happened with K Flocka. This is K Flocka cousin D-Thing. And D-Thing, man, got hit on this corner. And to that same day, the little nigga posted this on Instagram. Our generation didn't do that.
Because your generation didn't have the
Cops
internet.
is solving crimes, reading comments.
Listen,
Your generation didn't have the internet like it is now.
Listen, hold up.
Everything's the internet. It was no internet back then.
But even though it was a standard, bro, back in the days, the camera came out and niggas was like,
hold up. Here's the thing, right?
You can't compare
the dudes that my OGs had beef with.
You can't compare that.
And my OGs, no, listen, what you got to understand is, in our generation, even still now, dudes from my generation and older are not on Instagram. They refuse. And there's still dudes right now in the new generation that was raised by these niggas that's not on Instagram. So no, everybody's not on there. Plus on top of that, right?
And they broke.
If you that's not true.
Or they look like it. They look like it to you. They don't tell you. They won't say anything.
That's not true. You don't listen. You know why I started
Instagram page before my era. You broke.
Yo, Math. You know why I started doing this?
Or you run around robbing niggas.
Look at my old videos. Look at my old videos when I got on YouTube. I was still with the bag. Look, I didn't care what I looked like. Oh, he was a bum. YouTube takes.
You jumped on YouTube. That's it.
But listen to me.
That's something you would have never did back then.
Let me show you the difference, right?
You conform to this era.
At one point in time, I would have never been riding around with no Benz. When I went to go get me a brand new car, even though I had cars, and I realized where I came from, I went and got me a Mitsubishi, nigga. Because I realized the police didn't pull over the Mitsubishi, they pulled over the Benz.
Right.
But because now,
Wow.
somebody hit me up and said, yo, you know you got the ladies watching you, right? When I start switching up my clothes and start stepping it up, the niggas was hitting my shit just to see, oh, he got a new hat on today? Wow. So it's gonna bring me 10,000 more views because you wanna be nosy? It's not even about the message no more. I got you.
I got you.
Right. So our generation, right, the caliber of dudes, like for example, right, with B.O., when me and B.O. got together, let's say, for example, he used to live on 126 in Park. We'd come out the parking lot, right? When he came out the parking lot, I couldn't get in the car until he pulled out. It was in the one way and the light turned green. There's no getting in the car when the light is red. You're not driving by, like the discipline.
Right, it's different.
His brother T-Mac, my big homie, my big brother. I don't have a big homie. I feel like if you got a big homie, he should be able to, and I'm not disrespecting the brothers that use that as a terminology, but if you're a 40-year-old dude running around with a big homie instead of your family, because we come from the era of family. Right. But from my perspective, if you got a big homie, he should be able to sleep with your wife. You 40 years old talking about the big homie, and 9 times out of 10, the big homie is 26 years old or 15. Like, you should let him have your wife. Yeah, you don't even deserve her.
It's a little bad.
So the caliber of dudes that I've dealt with, if you around these dudes that raised me, first and foremost, you standing outside, when they talk, they got their hand over their mouth. So that the cameras that wasn't there, they was the binoculars then, couldn't read their lips.
Exactly.
These little niggas is being prepped by the feds to take themselves down. All of the murders in Chicago happens on Instagram first and happens on Instagram after. So now every blogger is connecting the dots of who killed who, when they killed them, how they killed them, and the feds is leaving it that way because the drill music is the cycle. Now the Bronx adapted this bullshit, and what they're doing is, what I don't like is, because you taking kids that's coming from pain and poverty, right? They got all this pain built up, and this is how they know how to unleash it. So they see the blueprint is, okay, we're gonna start smoking on the dead. We're gonna sit up there and smoke on the dead. Then, after we smoke the dead, this nigga gonna come and smoke you because you just disrespect his family and he's not playing. There's no squashing that.
Ain't no
you
celebrating it publicly.
You celebrated the death of my family member. 2 days later, you're dead. The YouTube, niggas that like to solve cases. He said this. He put this on Instagram. He smoked that pack. He died 2 days. The feds see all of this. But they not locking niggas up because now the record companies is recruiting. It's because the blood sacrifice. Remember, getting in the music industry in Hollywood, you have to have sacrifices, as they say.
You covering too many topics.
Yeah.
You covering too many topics.
No, just let me. No, I ain't gonna go too fast. Right. But when the bodies drop, that's the sacrifice. So it's like, oh, there's blood on the floor. Now we gonna recruit this little dude right here because he's hot. Not because we feel like he got talent. This nigga's more talented than all of them little niggas. We don't want this nigga. So we gonna play this he's too old game. Why? Did you hear what he's saying? Did you hear him? Nope, we don't want him. We gonna corrupt the kids, and what we gonna do in the music industry is we gonna fade out anybody that resemble Rakim, that trickles down to Nas, or anybody that represents the grandfather
me. I know
or the
this shit too. I've been seeing this shit.
Just talk about
the grandfather or the godfather.
Just talk about it.
Because one thing about it, you got to keep in mind, these little girls and little boys are still looking for a father figure.
That's a fact.
And the reason why they
That's
not
real
changing, because these old niggas look like them and they like, I can't identify with you.
Right.
There ain't nothing grown in your aura. If you still stuck in my timeline, I remember, I ain't gonna say your name, I'm gonna leave the nigga alone.
Like us.
Yeah.
We're leading you.
When me and my primies was in the street, right?
Right.
We used to look up to a dude that was running shit at 30 years old, and we used to say, yo, this nigga's a clown. I'm not gonna be like him when I'm 30. We saw past him.
Wow.
In our era, we had the Bill Cosbys to show us what the family life. We had Good Times. Mm-hmm. That J.J. Evans father, that real strict. So we knew what a man was supposed to be. We grew up on Sundays in grandma's house and grandma's living room with grandma's cooking.
Going to church.
Now we got grandma. What the fuck is grandma? Like, yo, do you know what it feels like to go to school and your mother's on Instagram and no, not your mother, your grandmother is on Instagram in her panties.
Grandmother's more hot now.
It's like, yo.
Better.
You said grandmother's the more hot now?
They look better. They look better than before.
It's hot for trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work you heard. Making fiends leave earth you heard. Got your baby mama thirst you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf you heard.